So you know when you're sliding into winter, when your morning chores are done in the dark. It's like 7 o'clock. It's almost 7 o'clock. It's probably 7 o'clock. And it's just dark outside. It's just gonna get worse. Look, the recipe calls for 2 eggs. All I have are these 2 tiny eggs. I think that'll be good. You guys want to be let out? So earlier this morning when I came out, I let them out of their house. You can come on out. Which has this sliding door. It's kind of like a sliding glass door. And then we use this as like the bar here. In the morning when it's dark, they can come out here, but they can't go out the door because of owls and stuff. And at night, they can't have their pen open. They have to have the sliding door because raccoons. So we had been going with this netting over the top, like something like bird netting or whatever, and it worked for a long while until the raccoons realized they could chew through it. So unless we put another roof on here, we're just going to keep putting them in there. And honestly, in the winter, I think it's good because it'll help keep all their body heat in the little house and keep them warm. But in the summer, we do have vents, but I wish we could leave the door open. Straight to the trash can nesting box. You want to lay an egg in there? Apparently, Bo got a pawpaw tree cutting from his friend Ty. Look, this is classy. This is interesting. All right, here you go. Last night I picked some green beans and canned them up. So I came out here just to pick a handful of green beans, whatever was around. I didn't even think there would be any green beans. I thought we were just going to get the runner beans. And our green beans are still producing. Got this whole basket so far.
My one's too.
Okay, well don't squish them. Watch out.
Okay.
Wasn't planning on canning more, but... Alright, so this is what I went out there to get. And this is all the extras that I got, so I'm going to go ahead and can that. And today I think we're going to go pick some peppers because I saw a bunch of the peppers are done and maybe we can try to make pepper jelly. So there were some jalapenos over here. Look at the eggplants. So these are eggplants, but there's no eggplants on them and something has been eating them as well. Really need that fence. I like how I bought the components for a fence. There they are, still laying there. All right, you are very much in the way, sir. I knew I saw some peppers over here. Let's see here. That one's no good, but whatever. That one's all right. Back up. We got some green ones. We'll do red and green. You know, if I hadn't been walking by and saw the flash of red out of my eye, corner of my eye, I probably would have known that we had jalapenos. I would have forgot. Ooh, look at that one. That one's really big. I feel like the garden is almost now more like a treasure hunt. Have you ever gone into like a thrift store where everything is like set out perfectly and you can see everything? It's not quite as exciting as going into one where you have to dig through stuff. At least that's what I'm telling myself. Still rocking the skirts. Okay, this is different. This is a different pepper plant. I have no idea. I don't know. I never know. Like, what did we plant? What are these? Okay, that's quite enough of that. So the other ingredient in pepper jelly is bell peppers. So we're gonna go see how our bell peppers did. If you remember, we got some bell peppers from the store and we took the seeds and threw them in some crappy dirt in a crappy container and they grew. So, and people kept saying, those won't grow. You can't do it that way. Let's see. This row here is our supermarket pepper plants. And they are producing peppers. This is not quite big yet. Oh. Follow-up video to that video. You know, even on that video, some people were like, that won't work. And I'm like, have you tried it? No. How do you know it doesn't work? Because I read it on the internet once. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh, what is that saying where it's like, don't say that you can't do something. Don't interrupt the people who are actually doing it. And I'm not trying to sound haughty here. I just know because I've done it before. Don't let other people stop you from doing what you want to do, because there's a lot of like gardening advice from people who don't even garden. I don't hand out advice. I just show you what I've done. Why do I not hand out advice? Because look at this mess. Oh my goodness. But I will tell you, you can grow peppers from supermarket peppers. 100%. We're doing it now. All right, that's enough. I'm gonna have to go back and find my recipe and consult. But I think that's good for right now. I kind of wanted some of them to be red. Problem with the garden that I have sometimes is things not ripening at the same time. That's why salsa has always been a huge struggle for me, because I've never had peppers ripen at the same time as the tomatoes. But right now I do. I have peppers and tomatoes. We could technically make some salsa. Our peppers are always very late. This is actually, when I think about it, this is probably the earliest that they've been, because I did get in the ground early, but they still didn't start until the weather cooled off. Is that roast beef? Run, roast beef, run! You are faster than the chicken. Here, can you come check if there's some eggs? Oh, Raven's in the trash can. Oh goodness, sorry Raven. All right, you gonna bring them in the house?
You'll pocket them, we sure.
Okay, well hold on to it because that's not the best pocket.
Yummy?
They might be hot. No, don't eat one. They're probably hot. They're probably spicy. Okay, we're about to go into the office, which has turned into just a disaster. It's become like the catch-all place of your house. It's bad. Oh, it's just junk, but we're only here to look at the onions because some of the onions I think did not cure properly and it's starting to smell, so I need to find the bad onions and cut them off. I'm just gonna squeeze them. If I find a squishy one, we're gonna cut it off. Sorry, questionable one. I'm not taking chances. You don't smell good. So this is my first year growing onions and actually trying to like cure them and save them. So I knew there'd be some problems. I also need to put them downstairs in the basement. I don't know if you remember, but when I picked them, I was iffy about them. Some of them started going bad. So we're saying these are all good. Here, these are bad. So we are down in the deep pantry. This is where we have most of the food. I don't know where to put the onions. This has been a problem with the produce. So right now in here we have pumpkins. I have the pumpkins and they're fine. And then these are actually what's left of the sweet potatoes from last year. We still have to go dig up the ones from this year. And like those things do fine, but I found that onions, like if you keep them down here, they still end up rotting. Of course, those were onions from the store. I'm hoping these will last longer, but I would like to be able to hang them. The other option is just to put them in a basket like this, and just hope that that's good enough. I really feel like hanging would be preferable. Excuse me guys. We're just gonna put them in here and hope that the airflow is good enough. I think that'll be fine. It's interesting that the garlic lasts like a whole year without any problems, but onions, I don't know. So one thing I'm thinking about with the weather change is getting ready for winter. And I know there are a lot of different people who talk about getting ready for the winter and making sure you have your food ready. And we have been canning and getting stuff, but that's not exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about more mentally. I don't know about you. What's your winter like where you are? Yeah, because here it can get very dreary, I would say. We get very cold. Not all the time, but like it'll be 0 degrees Fahrenheit and no snow. That's the thing. If we don't get snow, it just looks brown and gray and dead and cloudy and bleh. And it's just, it always messes with me emotionally. And so every year I say, I'm not going to let the winter get to me this year. I'm not going to let it get to me, but every year it kind of does. So some things that helped last year, cooking and baking a lot and making food, I feel like that really helped. And getting out of the house and having a reason to get out of the house. I would help watch the neighbors' horses sometimes. I found that was really great because I got out. I was, cleaning stalls, getting some physical activity. That really helped. Another reason why I want a horse. So yeah, but it's hard to get out of the house when it's like just really freezing and gross outside and like super cold. So I don't know if you have any tips how you get through the winter. How do you make it through, especially February, the shortest, longest month of the year, right? But I'm starting to think about it now so I can try to be ready. What do you think, Parker? So another thing that I did that helps with my mood regardless of the outdoor climate is sign up for a class. So I'm taking Irish language class every week, and that'll go through the winter. So I'm hoping that will also help. That will be something to look forward to. Well, I need to go find that recipe. Hopefully I still have it. If not, I'll just look up another one. And see, we need to get started on schoolwork right now and just all sorts of things. So thanks for coming by and hanging out with me and picking peppers with me. And yeah,